Sailing Club Race Committee. We've got 2 minutes until the start. We have beautiful wind today coming out of 60 degrees. We've got about 14 knots right now. A lot of guys stepped down in their kites. I haven't seen a lot of people lately, but we've got 12-meter chronos out here, 11-meter elves, and got about 1 minute and 35 seconds till the start. Hold on 1 sec. Yeah, this is start boat.
Still 2 to 5 minutes switched off on Julian and Pollier. If you can get an hold of them, please tell them.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're a little bit too late. I can't be talking to the guys at this point.
Okay.
Oh, well, Nico and Julian don't have their trackers on for this race. Sorry to the viewers at home, but it's only about 1 minute and 10 seconds start. So they're all blasting around. We got 2 takers on the pin end. It looks like Withington, 3, 2, 1, mark. P flag down. So it looks like Withington and Gertis are going pin. Withington's certainly got his work cut out for him. I'm going to need to sit right here for the start. Or actually, I'm just going to need to have access to this area. And then if you can back up, JB. Cool. All right, 40 seconds. Here they come. Hey, boys. All right, here comes Gertis and his classic move. 30 seconds until the class flag comes down. Withington's the only guy over at the pin. 20 seconds. 15. Gertis is going at him at the pin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. All clear, all clear, all clear. Adam takes Gertis' stern, and he's going to try and send it up in front of this fleet. I don't know if he's got it. Johnny Heineken is definitely the poked individual in that right-hand group, and that starboard tack group. Adam has to lay his tack down. Up on the weather side is Benny Bully, and I see, oh shit, my thing's all screwed up. Benny Bully and Maxime, Damien Leroy, Nico, and Johnny all in that lead pack on starboard tack. That was a nice clean start. Looked really good. Everyone was pushing the line. Withington thought he had a look, and I think if he could have gotten in front of Gertis, he probably would have been able to protect the fleet, but he had to slow at the pin end to get behind Jordan Gertis. So a good effort, but Gertis spoiled his dreams of grandeur. Let's see. So I can see that it looks like, yeah, that's Maxime. He's really got a good look. He's headed higher and a little faster. There goes Julian's tack. Julian's on his 15. I can't tell what Benny Billy's on. He doesn't have his label, and it looks like that's Oleg tacking over with him, and he's on his 15. And I see a lot of 12-meter chronos out here. So there they go. We've got a nice day. This is this is the best breeze we've had since we've been in Townsville. Real consistent, clear skies, nice steady breeze. And, I think that all the locals, they tell me that this is really what it's Townsville's all about. And then they say it picks up from here and it can go nuts. So we're hoping it goes nuts this afternoon. We've got 6 races planned, and we'll just see what happens because, the day is new. But we're stoked. There's this biplane. There's this seaplane that's a biplane that cruises in and out, right? Takes off and lands right in front of the beach, the kite beach, every morning. And he did a couple of flybys this morning, and he was stoked on his first couple of missions today. I think they do like seaplane tours, kind of like they do in old Sausalito, California. So who's that out there? That's Benny Billy. Let's see what he does. I don't know. You guys can probably tell on the tracker, but I think he's probably on ley line. He tends to tack a little shy of ley line. We were noticing that in watching the footage from the races before, and just intuitive memory, he's always tacking a little shy of ley line. And sure enough, he tacked a little shy, and that's an extra maneuver for Billy. He might have tacked in that group, like right in front of that group on their same ladder rung. But gosh, that extra 2 maneuvers is going to cost him. I wonder if he ran out of breeze on the right-hand side. So yeah, when we came out here this morning, that breeze on the right-hand side was just really, really fluky. You know, it's affected by kind of the group of hotels and the seaport. There's a lot of structure on the seaport, a bunch of huge, you know, container ships, loading cranes, and all that stuff. So maybe that right-hand side got a little dicey on him, and he had to tack out early. But there goes Burley. He looks like he's tacking behind Julian Kerner, and all the guys have reached the ley line. That main group, it looks like Maxime, then Johnny, then Nico, Parlier, and I can't tell who that red chrono is, but I'm willing to bet it's Damien Leroy. So there they go, around the top mark. We got Maxime, followed by Johnny, followed by Parlier. A little bit of an unfortunate situation for Parlier. At about 2 minutes and 30 seconds before the start, he sailed by the start boat, and I'm not sure what he was doing, but all of a sudden I heard this wham right behind me, and he smacked the water super hard. His kite smacked the water directly onto the water. He lost his hat, he lost his sunglasses, and he was like, I don't know, I don't know what happened, but he had a big crash at only 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go before the start. So I bet he was a little bit shaken up and had some trouble getting his wits back. But this looks like a nice race. This is a good top group. This is the players. Johnny Heineken, you know, he's looking to make a threat today. He's got 6 races to do it today. We've got more breeze, something that he's used to. We've talked about it before, though. You know, Nico Parlier and Maxime Nocher and Julian Kerner, those guys aren't afraid of the big breeze either. But, you know, I would be willing to bet that Johnny Heineken, ooh, there goes Damo just in a big crack. I would be willing to bet that Johnny Heineken, you know, when that breeze comes up, he's got what it takes, being that Bay Area boy. He sails in breeze every darn day. So Maxime jibed early and isn't making ley line. So he's going to jibe again. Probably set himself up for a right-hand turn, but here comes Johnny. Port jibe, just ripping, nailed the ley line. He's laid in. He's jibing, though, jibing right in front of Maxime. Boom, there he goes. He's setting it down. He's soaking. Maxime jibed early, too. Oh, big miff biff by Maxime. He jibed to set up for that right-hand turn, but he jibed early again. So he had 2 bad ley line calls coming into that bottom mark, and that cost him. Johnny still definitely had him on that jibe, but gosh, he would have been a lot closer. And then there goes Nico Parlier. Nico Parlier is ripping. Julian Kerner passes Damien Leroy. Damo had a little bit of a hard bail on that downwinder, and he just had a pretty hard round. And he's looking like I think he's flying a 15 chrono, right? I think he is. There goes Benny Billy and Adam Withington around. Everyone's taking the right-hand turn. Just a point for the viewers at home. What we did today was we set up with a little bit of a favor towards that right-hand turn gate. And that combined with the fact that that left-hand side of the course is a little bit breezier with more velocity, I'm thinking that we're going to see a lot of right-hand turns today. So there goes Benjamin Petit. He's holding on to his 15-meter chrono, and he's a strong guy, but he looks a little bit lit. And I guess all those guys holding on to those 15s are feeling the burn in this race. Here comes the next guy. It's Jordan Gertis. He's on his 12-meter chrono. A little bit underjuiced. Jordan, interesting guy, you know, and there Nick Leeson right in front of Jordan just whips it around. That was a nice little turn around that bottom mark. Oh, and then he fails. Oh, big biff. Jordan's got to keep his kite up high. Jordan gets by him. But we met up with Jordan last night at the ice cream shop. All the Aussie boys, we were all hanging out there together, and Jordan was just laughing, man. He is saying this Lister foil that he's on, which is an Australian make, man, it just goes upwind like crazy. And we were asking him, we're like, well, does the foil go upwind like crazy, or is it you that's good upwind? And he's like, well, I've always been good upwind, but I think the foil's pretty good. Anyway, long story short, he says, you know, I'm really good at going upwind, but I really suck at anything other than that. So even when he has a little bit of a high ley line, you know, if he's overstood a little bit, he has a hard time cracking off and just getting to the buoy. But that Lister foil, I mean, that's a different looking foil. Like we said before, it's a foil of a choice in the international moth fleet. And this guy's got it set up. I think someone told me on that Lister foil that they didn't have molds for a Tuttle box or oh, nice. John Byrne just comes upstairs with a nice hot cup of coffee. Sweet. I'll have some caffeine for the day. Keep on talking. Anyway, those Lister foils, they're sweet. They had to kind of make up a box mount system for the deal, and very similar to a Tuttle box, just not exactly the same. I think they have some key differences, but they mounted that thing up, and boom, they've got themselves a foil out of Australia, and it's really nice. Of course, there's the KFA foil out of Australia. There goes Sophie Kyle. What kind of kite is she on? She's on her chrono, but that's looking like it's got to be a 12. So, good for her. Also an awesome sailor. Here comes Lachlan Doyle on his 13.5-foot ASV. He's got his ASV inflatable, and he's trying to make it work out here. He is the Australian national champion in foil. He actually had some sword wings and built himself his own mast. So he's got a really cool looking mast, and it's homemade, and it won a national championship here in Australia. Hold on, I got to get on the radio. Yeah, let's just start, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Yellowback. We're able to get the Yellowback going with fresh fuel, but we don't have enough fuel lines to have that dinghy going, so the red rubber ducks out and just swing on the fuel line.
Okay. I'm just going to need to ride to the beach then, in between races. And here we go. Here comes James Neeson on the Velocity. And now we got this downwind battle. Here it goes. Johnny and Maxime. Maxime and Johnny. Jibe simultaneously. Johnny takes his typical deal where he's a little bit hot, jibe's a little bit earlier, and he's on a soaky run. Maxime is on a faster run. They're burning into the finish. Johnny and Maxime are really smoking into this gate. Johnny's got him by a little bit, I think, just actually quite a bit, but Maxime might be able to make up this distance. Let's see what happens. How much faster is Maxime going? Look at that tracker right now. Maxime and Johnny. Man, I wish that tracker could come up to date with real-time data. Here we go. Maxime and Johnny. Johnny and Maxime. They're ripping. Oh, is that Maxime? That's Parlier. Oh, I've had this whole race wrong. Crap. My bad. That's Parlier. Parlier and Johnny. Parlier's got the speed. Parlier drops down. Johnny Heineken rounds right in front of Parlier. Oh, my bad. I had him wrong. I thought it was Maxime on that yellow kite. I'm blowing it. Okay, here comes a race battle. Oh, Jesus. Nico Parlier is completely out of control, but he maintains. He keeps flying. He just actually got a boost out of that near white. But oh, Johnny explodes. Jeez. Look at that. What a race. Oh, my gosh. Nico Parlier has to be happy about that one. Nico Parlier comes in for the victory. Johnny explodes, and then here comes the fleet of, oh, boy, here they come. That's Maxime right there, and Maxime's burning in. Maxime and Julian, they want a piece of Johnny. I think Johnny's back up and riding. He's good. He's comfortable. He's dripping water from every hole in his body. Oh, my God. What a wipeout. What a race. That was great. Exciting stuff from Parlier and Heineken. Wow. Good stuff. Hey, sorry, guys. I had that whole race announced wrong with thought that was Maxime. They changed kite colors, and I'm asleep at the wheel up here. I'm mostly not doing anything except for scratching my left butt cheek. There comes Adam Withington in with Benny Billy. Adam and Benny right neck and neck. Adam Withington with Benny Billy, and followed closely by Theodore Ramacourt. Right in front of Adam Withington, of course, is Damian Leroy. There goes Benny Cali rounding the leeward mark. Pepsi Max sponsored Benny Cali. You might have seen last night, but Benny Cali is the most efficient coconut harvesting machine here on the beach in the kite group. He climbed up a coconut tree and knocked off 4 or 5 coconuts, and then came down and ripped one coconut open with his hands. I guess that's what you learn in Papua New Guinea. That guy's a total stud. Everyone was just pumped. That was a sweet move. Who do we got coming in here? That's Benjamin Petit coming in. He's holding on to that bigger kite, and I bet he feels it. But he's a strong dude. He's super stoked, and man, what a great race. So that's it. We've got a couple more guys coming through. But again, I'd like to thank the Townsville Sailing Club. I'd like to thank the guys up in the booth, Jalen and Giles. You guys are doing a great job. Unfortunately, we don't have Ben Morrison today. Ben's actually out on the race course. I'll try and point him out in a minute. But Ben finally got his new board. And it was delivered this morning about an hour before they had to go racing, but he got that new board. He's out racing, and we miss him up in the booth. It was really great to have him. He's a knowledgeable sailor. He's been around the world a few times doing maxi boat sailing and Etchell sailing, and he knows what's going on out there. Here comes Jordan Gertis. Jordan Gertis with his kite way up in the air, just hanging out on that old Lister foil. He's got some cool equipment. He's a really cool guy. And the next group, I can't really tell. I see Oleg up there for sure, and I see a yellow chrono. But that's about it for the race down here, I guess. Let me think. So we've got about probably 12 more minutes of delay. Let's say it's going to be, we're going to do the next start at 5 minutes after 1 o'clock. So look for a next start at 5 minutes after 1 o'clock. This is Robbie on the start boat, and we're sending it back to you guys up in the booth.